Today's topic of discussion is loyalty. So, loyalty in today's society is pretty much non existent. It's a situation where people are cheating on one another, people are disrespecting each other, and relationships have become so toxic nowadays that they are not able to function. So, we're going to be discussing some key points in terms of loyalty and how, if you're a loyal person and somebody who has loyalty within you, you're going to be able to attract good quality women, and that way there you're going to be able to have more fulfilling relationships. So first point is respect. So respect goes a long way in life. So any person that you come across in society, man or women, you treat them with the same level of respect. So if it's a point where you're out and about, right, you should always try your best to be polite with people, have manners, and all these kind of things there. What people are, they go in society, and they are disrespectful, they don't have any manners, and they are expecting to attract good quality women. So women see this and sense everything. So when they have their eyes on you and they see how you're being disrespectful towards a cashier, or you're being disrespectful towards a waiter or receptionist or whatever the case is, a woman sees that and she's going to get turned off by that. Reason being is because you're somebody who is on his high horse, and you're thinking that, if you behave like that, then that's going to somehow make her attracted to you. Disrespect is not desirable by anybody. Nobody sees disrespect as desirable. You've got certain sick people who are individuals who think that disrespecting other people for no reason, and you think you're somehow cool. You're not cool. You're somebody who's a loser in life, and you're somebody who is going to get checked by certain people. When you pick on the wrong person, and if you disrespect the wrong person, and then that person ends up checking you, you're going to know about it. So being respectful in your relationship and being respectful towards everyone you come across is so important. So as long as somebody is showing the same level of respect back to you, if they're showing disrespect and they're not being respectful towards you, then it's like, okay, I'm going to have to move away from this person. I'm going to stop contacting this person, stop speaking to this person. But if the person's showing you respect, you always want to maintain that level of respect, guys. And that's important when it comes to relationships as well. And women see that, and then they follow that as well, and they are so attracted to that. Next point is trustworthy. So you as a man, right, you should never be lying in your relationships. So if, for example, you're in a relationship with a woman, or if you're speaking to a woman for marriage purposes, and let's say you're somebody who's talking to other women, do not be that type of guy who lies and says, I'm not talking to other women, or you're the only girl I'm talking to. And if you're, for example, doing promiscuous activity and you're sleeping around with women and doing all these kind of things, women sense this and they see this and they get turned off by this. So me, as somebody who's loyal, I'm not going to be somebody who's going to be lying and somebody who is not going to be truthful. So if I speak to a woman for marriage purposes, I let her know straight away. If she asks me, are you speaking to other women? I say, yes, I am speaking to other women. So I'm filtering women pretty much all the time, and I'm seeing women who are actually potentially marriage potential and the ones who are not marriage potential. So the way I do that is, for example, with detailed requirements, right? I'll send them over a basic CV. So on there, right, I've got all the standard information. So let's say, what kind of information? So like hobbies, activities, dean level, what I'm pretty much doing on a day-to-day basis, and so on. So that's the basic version. And then the advanced and detailed version, I'm going to have a lot more details in there in terms of my requirements of what I'm looking for in a partner. So in that section there, I'm going to list everything I'm looking for in a woman. So that woman there, when she reads that and she sees all the requirements in there, she's going to pretty much either tick the requirements, majority of them, or she's not going to tick them. Now, I've made it in a way, right, where in today's society, the requirements that I've got, pretty much the majority of women are not going to tick them, 90% of them. And I'm happy to do that. And continue doing that. Reason being is because I'm not somebody who's going to be wasting my time on low quality women. A lot of guys in society, they are struggling when it comes to getting options. Like myself, I've never really struggled with getting options with women. Like I've developed myself for years and years and years and years. It's not a situation where I've just come into this game yesterday. You know, I've been filtering women for years, you know, and that adds up a lot of experience. And in terms of building my own character, I've been building it for a long, long time now. I'm 24 years old. I know who I am as a person. A lot of guys, they are still lost. They don't know what they're doing in life. So when a woman comes across a guy like me, I'm going to send her my requirements. I'm going to see if she ticks majority of the requirements. I would say about 70, 80%. A lot of the time she ain't going to tick the 20% or so. But it's just like, okay, it's how it goes, isn't it? You know, you're never going to find a perfect match. So as long as she ticks majority of it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to continue speaking to you. But the ones who don't tick it, I'm not going to bother, because I can see that woman there, I don't see any future with. So why am I going to waste my time? You know, I'd rather use that time and focus on my purpose. So I'll keep it short with them kind of women there. And that's what I'd recommend to you guys as well. Keep it nice and simple with women who are not marriage potential. And the ones who are marriage potential, those are the women those are the women you communicate with. So you always want to be trustworthy then, and you always want to show to other people that you're not somebody who breaks his own rules. So that's really important. And then the next point is options. So when speaking to a woman for marriage purposes, when she sees that you've got other options with women, that's really attractive to her, because it shows that this man here is of value. So if other women don't want to speak to you and they don't want to communicate with you and they are not interested in getting a relationship with you, then you're not somebody who's of value. A guy who's of value, he excels in multiple areas in life. Do you understand? And that way there, he's able to attract multiple women. So high quality, low quality, whatever quality. You know, women's nature is women's nature. They're always going to be optimizing hypergamy, and they're always going to be optimizing the best possible partner that they can get. So if you're somebody who's excelling in all areas of life, woman sees that and she's like, okay, this guy here is somebody of value. And then when you have other options, you're somebody who's not going to be trying to entertain low quality options. Now I see a lot of guys in the videos, right? They're always gassing themselves up, so hyping themselves up. They're saying, oh yeah, I slept with so and so, I slept with this woman, I slept with that one. So when they tell me, or if I've seen that woman there, let's say from a photo or whatever the case is, and they've given me a description of her, I'm like, that woman there, yeah, that you've slept with or you've had a relationship with, that's a low quality woman. Yeah. So low quality women get into haram relationships, and they are women who sleep outside of marriage. Women who are of value and women who are high quality, they're not going to be getting into haram relationships and sleeping outside of marriage. They're going to be saving their virginity for their husband. Do you understand? And after marriage, they're not going to be trying to give out their virginity, and they're not going to be, you know, adding all of this unnecessary filth onto themselves by entertaining degenerate guys. These women here are going to be saving that for marriage only. So when I see how a guy here sleeps with these low quality women, I see that guy there, he's hyping himself up and he's thinking that, oh yeah, he's of value. And then he doesn't realize that when he tells that to a woman, or if a woman starts to see that within him, that's like one of the biggest turn-offs for a woman, because it shows that this guy here, yeah, has supposedly options, but he's entertaining all the low quality ones. So you have a hierarchy, right? So how it is right, you got a man, right, with no options. So that guy there, he's not been tested. You know, he's somebody who isn't desirable by other women. So then after that, you've got a man with options, and then he's entertaining low quality women and he's fornicating. So you got that hierarchy above that. So women still are attracted to that. Reason being is because they still see that guy as somewhat of value because other women want him. But then at the top of the hierarchy is a man who has multiple options, but he's not getting locked into a relationship, and he's not sleeping outside of marriage, and he's not fornicating with women. He's got all the options there, and he's really, really decisive, and he's going to be very difficult to try and lock him down in a relationship. Reason being is because he's somebody who is of value, and he's not going to be entertaining any low quality women. So that's the hierarchy there, guys. Well, a lot of these guys, right, in these red pill communities, they're at that second level there, with they're getting options, right, and then they're speaking to these low quality women, and then they're fornicating with these low quality women. And then that right there is not going to be attractive to women who are actually of value and who are of high quality, because they get turned off by that. They're like, this guy here, right, he's going to end up going with a low quality woman, and then guess what, he's going to cheat on me afterwards as well. So a man who's loyal and a man who's got options, right, and a man who's been working on himself, he's not going to be sleeping with these low quality women. So fornication is not desired by women. A lot of these, red pill guys, they talk about, oh yeah, you can sleep with low quality women and then you can go with another woman and try and find another woman. As I said to you guys in the previous videos, God doesn't reward that kind of behavior, and he doesn't reward any fornication. So no fornication at all. And then the final point is priceless. So loyalty in today's society is pretty much priceless. You can't put a price on it. So anytime you're doing, let's say, business with somebody, anytime you're in a relationship with a woman, when she's being loyal to you and when she is not entertaining other low quality guys, and she's somebody who is staying loyal to you, that is very attractive. So anytime I'm speaking to a woman, let's say for marriage purposes, right, I let her know straight away, look, all the girls that I speak to, that when they're speaking to me, you're not going to be speaking to any other guys. And then they sometimes ask me a question like, oh, why is that? Why are you allowed to talk to other women and I'm not allowed to talk to other men? Because the truth of the matter is, you're not going to be able to find another better option than me. That's what the reality is. It's not a sense of arrogance. This is the honest truth. Like, if you've been working on yourself in all areas of life, you're not going to be able to be replaceable. Whereas a woman is replaceable. So certain characteristics within them, let's say she's feminine, cooperative, friendly, caring, loving, submissive, and all these kind of things there. She's somebody who is young. She's somebody who has had no previous relationships and so on. That woman there is more easily replaceable. But a man of value, it takes several years and years to develop into that and to build that person there. It's not a situation, right, where he can just come in and be like, oh yeah, spend a week or 2 weeks. It's like, it's several years and several experiences you need to go through. So anything that I'm talking in front of, let's say the camera right now, this is from me as a person. It's not scripted. It's not a front or anything like that. A lot of these guys, right, they put on that front in front of camera and they put a script. I don't do none of that. So these points here that I write down in the title of the video, I literally come up with it within 5-10 minutes before creating this content video. And then after that, I shoot the video. Because I know full well, right, when I try and script something or when I try to do a pre-planning, it doesn't come across as authentic and genuine, and that's very unattractive. So on a day-to-day basis, whenever I'm with, let's say, women and I'm speaking to them, they know straight away that I'm not putting on that front. I'm behaving exactly how I am. The way I am in front of this camera right now, that's how I behave in real life as well. So that's what it is, guys. You guys want to be loyal people. You don't want to be where you're just being disloyal and then you're somebody who's just cheating and lying with people and then you're expecting to get good quality women. It's like, that's not how life works. God doesn't reward good people. God doesn't reward bad people with good partners. So there's a verse in the Quran which talks about this as well. It's like, pure men are for pure women, impure men are for impure women. So that's what it is, guys. So just to wrap up, respect. When it comes to respect, you always want to maintain your level of respect in society. Always be respectful to other people. Women see that and they are really attracted to that. Reason being is because they see that this guy here is respectful towards other people. He doesn't look down upon anybody. And if, for example, let's say he's at a restaurant or whatever the case is, and then he sees a waiter, he's being really polite with him. He's being respectful to him. Because that right there, it shows mannerism, it shows character, and it shows integrity. All of these things here are really attractive. Now, if a guy comes along and turns around and says, oh yeah, I'm not going to be respectful towards somebody who's seen as a low-paid job, that person there is not a good person. He's somebody who doesn't have honor, he doesn't have integrity, and he doesn't have any respect. And those type of guys, right, are just lost individuals. And then what's going to happen is they're going to end up getting low-quality women. So that's that point. Next point after that is trustworthy. So you as a person, you always want to be telling the truth with a woman. So if, for example, you're speaking to other women for marriage purposes, and then she asks you, or she brings it up and says, oh yeah, are you speaking to other women? Let her know and tell her the truth. Or be upfront and tell her your requirements as well and what you're looking for in a woman. So for marriage purposes, state your requirements. Like, it doesn't need to be like a whole essay long, but state your major requirements on there and then send that to her. And then you can let her know that. Or if you're seeing her in person, right, and you're speaking to her in a marriage meeting, Let her know your requirements and what you're looking for. That right there it shows character, and it shows integrity, and it shows that you're trustworthy, and it shows that you're honest and that you're straightforward. That right there will save you a whole bunch of problems, rather than later on down the line after marriage, and when you're in the relationship, you start telling her, oh yeah, I want this, this and that, I want these requirements, and then the woman says that, oh yeah, you know, why didn't you tell me this beforehand? That's why it's so important, guys, to be who you are before the relationship and be who you are after the relationship, and this will save you a whole bunch of problems. And the next point after that was options. So when it comes to the hierarchy, as I mentioned, so you got a guy with no options, so that guy is seen as really undesirable by women. You got somebody who's got options, right, but then he's sleeping and fornicating with low quality women. That guy there is still what somewhat women are still going to be attracted to. The reason being is because he's somebody who can still get other options with women. But then the top of the hierarchy is a man with options and multiple options, but he's not getting into relationships. And he's somebody who's really he's somebody who's going to handpick a woman, and he's going to be really selective. He's not going to be getting into any type of fornication or anything like that. So that's the top of the hierarchy when it comes to the example. And the best example is Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He didn't entertain any haram relationships. He didn't get into no fornication, nothing. He lived a pure life. Do you understand? And then he ended up getting married at around the age of 25 or so, you know, to Khadija. So if you look at that story as well, and you look at that best example, that's the example that's been set there. And then the final point is priceless. So after that, so being priceless, right? So did I cover options, right? I'm not sure. So with options, right? So that, I covered options, isn't it? So that's what the hierarchy is. So the final point was priceless now. So priceless here, you're somebody who is loyal to people around you, your friendship groups, and family members, and in society. You're somebody who is loyal, and you're not going to be bought by money. A lot of guys, right, loyalty can be bought by money. So if you give them like, let's say £1 million or 10 million, you know, and be like, oh yeah, cut off ties with somebody and just betray him. A lot of guys in society, they end up taking the money, and then they can be bought by money. That right there, it just shows that guy there is not loyal, and it shows that he's not a man of value, and he hasn't got integrity. A guy of value and a guy who is loyal, he's not going to do that. He's not going to be, it doesn't matter if you give him like 100 million. He's not going to betray someone. He's not going to backstab someone and break his character. So that's really attractive to women as well. Women see that and they're like, oh, this guy here, right? This guy here is loyal down to his bones. So that's what it is. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.